Hey everybody, I'm coming to you amidst the apple boxes of moving. It's one of the reasons I didn't get this video out sooner, just because I have been packing up and moving. But I am happy to take a break and do this video for you. And what I want to do is answer a question from last time. And the question was about one of the primary tenets of intuition. And if you remember, one of the primary tenets of intuition is that it's always right. That trust and intuition go hand in hand, and it's one of the primary things that it's trying to teach us is to trust our spiritual flow. And so what I mean that it's always right, it's not that it's morally right, like right and wrong, it's just that it's leading us towards our highest and best good. There is kind of a new age tenet out there that says if you're in the flow of your intuition, if you're in the flow of spirit, then things will come easy, they will be very flowing, there will be a lot of abundance. And that can happen, but that's not, it shouldn't be your litmus test. I mean, that's kind of a bullshit kind of definition, really, because spirit is interested in your evolution, and intuition is going to lead you towards your evolution. And for any of you who've been on your path long enough, evolution comes through a lot of stretching, and there is a lot of benefit and abundance from being on this path, but that's not one of the tenets. So intuition is always right because it's always leading you towards your highest and best good. And so moving on, today, one of the things that I want to talk about is a couple of phenomenons that can happen with intuition. And with our intuition, most of the time it's coming from our guides, our guidance, our spirit guides, whoever that may be. And that's not always the case, and I won't get into the granular details of that, but a lot of times it is. And so one of the phenomenons that can happen with intuition is that it just doesn't come. And so we ask and it's just not there. And maybe we think that, we need to replace the bulb in our intuition light, right? Like the bulb's off, the light isn't going on. But that's not exactly true. If we're asking intuition and it's just not coming, it can be normal. As we evolve, as we spiritually mature, our guides will actually step back and be silent sometimes to allow us to deploy our own wisdom, allow us to really be in the process by ourselves, just to see what we've learned, see what we've done, see how we navigate. And so it's not that you're being picked on or that something's broken, but it's very possible that intuition just doesn't come sometimes, and that's okay. The other phenomenon is that when it doesn't come, except after you make the first 2 or 3 steps, and this can be for me, it's the most frustrating version of intuition, where I'm presented with something, I say yes to it, and then I move in that direction, and then the next day, this landslide of awareness just comes in that it is a no. And I have to call up the person and be like, hey, I know I said yes, I know I committed, I know I bought a plane ticket, but I'm not gonna go now. I'm not gonna do this thing, right? Or the other way around, where you said no, and then the next day it becomes a yes, and then you're calling up somebody to be like, hey, can you make a special concession to me because I said no, and now it's a yes, and I know I'm behind, and da-da-da-da-da. And it can be really frustrating, but that happens. And so it's important to follow that part of our intuition, which leads me into the next phenomenon of intuition. If we deny or don't follow our intuition frequently, or let me put it this way, to the degree that we don't follow it, that channel will most likely atrophy. Conversely, the more that we pay attention and follow our intuition, the more that channel will become open. So almost think of it as like a garden hose. The garden hose becomes very closed off if we don't follow it, and it becomes much more open the more that we do follow it. And so we just want to follow it as much as we can to keep it open. And I think in closing, one of the things that I want to point out with intuition that it's a good way for us to keep it held in its appropriate place in our awareness. And what I mean by that is we have this function within us where we ask a question and then our mind goes searching to try to figure it out. It goes down all these rabbit holes, it does research, it hops on Google, it hops on GPT, it calls friends, and it tries to figure it out because it's trying to make its best guess. Well, that's not how intuition works. You ask the question and then we listen. Listening is very open, it's very receptive, and to a certain degree, it's very mentally passive. And the mind hates that because the mind thinks that to be responsible, it has to go figure it out. And so one great kind of mantra for ourselves, if we're practicing our intuition, is to ask and listen and to notice when we ask and then go seeking or searching. Because when we're in seek or search mode, we're really closed down or more closed down to that intuitive flow. All right, so that's it for today. In the newsletter, I believe I'm probably going to do a class on intuition, a Zoom class in June. In May, I'm going to do a class on the masculine and feminine. The links are in the newsletter if you are interested in either of those. And I hope everybody has a great day, and I look forward to next time.